Welcome to the Wise Owl Knits Fibercast. I'm your host, Cheryl Beckridge, and welcome to my podcast. You can find all my patterns and most all of my stuff on my website, which is WiseOwlKnits.com. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you're back again, thank you so much for coming back. Today I am wearing my Wildflower tee, and we've got a knit along for the Wildflower tee that begins on March the 1st. But on February the 1st, got lots of good things going on. The original pattern is just in adult sizes, but on February 1st, I'm releasing the pattern for babies through teen sizes. So you will have the opportunity to knit something for all the girls in your family if you'd like. And there will be kits for sale that are from Mystery Mouse Yarns, and those will go on sale or pre-sale on February the 1st. There will also be bags from Susan at Delightful Works, and I got a preview of one of those. The bags will be fabulous too, and they will also go on sale on February the 1st. So I will link both Holly at Mystery Mouse Yarns and Susan at Delightful Works. I will link them in the show notes so that you can easily find their websites and get all ready for the knit along that begins on March the 1st. I've got another knit along going on right now, and that is the Solomon poncho. I just heard from Susan at Delightful Works, and she's participating in the Solomon poncho knit along. And she lives in the South, she lives in Georgia, but I guess it's a little cool there now too. And she said the Solomon poncho is the perfect thing to work on right now because it'll keep you nice and cozy. And it's, nice, thick, cabled pattern, so it is nice to work on that when the weather is a little bit inclement. I don't know how it is where you are, but we got a bit of snow last night. Not a lot. We haven't had much snow this year, but we got a couple of inches, and the temperature has been going down and down and down all day. So it's supposed to be low single digits tonight and most of the day tomorrow. Last weekend, we got below zero. We had probably about -7 or 8 here last weekend, and then it warmed up a few days, and now we're heading back down. So I'm sure it won't last long. I think next week we're going to be above freezing again, so hopefully we'll get at least one good snowfall this year. I love snow, and there aren't that many of us, but there are a few of us around that are snow lovers. So every time it is forecast, we're all like, oh, I hope we'll get a good snowfall. And sometimes they promise 6 or 8 inches, and we get one. It's the weather. They can predict, but there's never any guarantees. One other knit along news, and this is the Who Done Knit knit along that's put on by Two Sisters and Some Yarn. They have been running a murder mystery knit along, and there have been clues along the way. The last clue for the last section of the story, which is either out on Friday, today, Friday, January 18th. I'm sure many of you are not watching today, but will watch later. But for the last section of the story, the clue is a card game, and it is blackjack. So hopefully that helps you figure out who the killer is. I'm sure somebody will get it right. It won't be me, and I don't know who the killer is, so I'll be finding out just like the rest of you. So that is the Who Done It, and you can, if you haven't started it's not too late. You can go to the Two Sisters and Some Yarn Instagram page, and up in their profile is their link tree, and there are links to each section of the story. So there are 5 altogether. There weren't any clues on the first one, and this is the last one. So go check those out. It's a really good story. Amy's a good writer. Who knew? No, I would have figured she would have been. She's good at telling a story. So again, that's Two Sisters and Some Yarn. They have a podcast, but they also have an Instagram page, and the two sisters are Denise and Amy. So that is the Whodunit Knit Along teas. Lastly, okay, well, I finished a few items. I went with a group of my girlfriends on a quilting, not really retreat. We call it Girls Project Weekend, and most of the women are quilters. There's 6 of us. I normally do a lot of knitting, and we've got another friend that does just the coolest miniatures. And in fact, I had a kind of a collage of the projects that we all worked on that weekend, and that was on Instagram, and it showed a whole bunch of the little miniatures that the other Cheryl was putting together. I made some project bags, and just kind of trying to figure out if I want to do some more of those and sell them on my website. I may do a few. I won't do a lot because I'm not that productive in sewing. This one, I really like the camping fabric. I'll probably give one of those to my sister. They don't have a pocket or anything inside, and they're just kind of a larger bucket bag. And then this one has hedgehogs. I don't know if you can see those or not. Hedgehogs on the inside, camping on the outside. And I will tell on myself that I was going to do some hedgehogs on the outside, but it's a directional fabric, which I tend to mess up on, and they're going sideways rather than up and down. So, oh well, they're still very functional if they're not perfect. So I made 3 project bags, and then I completed 1 pair of socks on my circular sock machine. These are for my sister-in-law, Mary Jo. And I didn't put them on sock blockers because she wears 7.5 and I wear 9, and my sock blockers are 9, so I don't want to stretch these out for her, but I'll be able to give those to her this weekend. She'll have some nice cozy socks to wear. I started a pair for my brother-in-law, Gary, and these are in opal sock yarn, and it's a bit thinner than Patton's Croy, which I started this pair for my brother-in-law in Patton's Croy, and the fabric is, well, I made a mistake, so I had to start again anyway. It was a mistake that I thought was, not that it was beyond fixable, but I wasn't really happy with the fabric because it's just a larger yarn, and the tension that I was knitting it barely has any stretch. Like, here's the same thing in opal yarn, and it's really stretchy, but this in the Patton's Croy, because it's knit so tightly, I don't think it would feel good as a sock. So I'm going to start again on those for Gary. I am working on the socks for Gary, and then I'm also working on the Wildflower tee to fit my niece. This looks smaller than it actually is right now. She is a 7th grader, and she's tall and thin, and I wanted to make it a little bit big on her so that she can wear it for a while. However, I am planning on, I've split for the sleeves, and I've started knitting the body. And I'm not super happy with how I did this section here. It's supposed to be a 1x1 rib, but there's not quite as much contrast as I would like. So I'm going to rip back and redo that section, and then once that section is done, I'll split for the sleeves again and then go on and do the body. Once you get into the body, you know, you lose a third of your stitches, so that makes it go faster, and you're not doing very much color work. You do 8 rows of just plain stockinette in one color, and then you do 2 rows with a very simple color work pattern, which you can, I don't know if you can see that down here, but it's just a big space between each color work section, and they're really simple color work sections. So that part will go quickly. It's got cap sleeves, so no sleeve island on this. I just will have to go back and pick up stitches for the ribbing on the sleeves. And then we're done. So I hope to be finished with that before the beginning of February so that I can get my niece to model it. Actually, I've got 2 nieces, so the 7th grader and a 3-year-old, and they're sisters, so they can model together, and I may have their mom wear this one too. So that is really what I have been working on and what I've finished. Not a whole heck of a lot. One thing I wanted to tell you is, you probably have seen, I've been adding some circular sock machine videos to my YouTube channel. I did this, gave myself a challenge to knit something every day for 30 days, and I stopped in the middle of it because of Christmas and moved it on to January, and I haven't been doing it every day. I got a bad cold. You can probably still hear it, though I feel fine now. You can still hear it in my voice. And had a weekend away and just, you know, life. So I haven't been posting every day, but I've been posting every few days on that. So I moved those over to a new YouTube channel just because it's, for me, it just seemed like it was clogging up my regular channel. So this channel is Wise Owl Knits, and then I've got another channel that is Wise Owl Knits CSM, or Circular Sock Machine. So that is, those videos, they are still on my old channel, the first ones that I did, but any new ones that I put out are over at the new channel, and I also copied or put all of the old ones on the new channel too. So Wise Owl Knits for the Wise Owl Knits Fibercast, and Wise Owl Knits CSM for any of the circular sock machine videos. I've got a third channel, and I haven't added anything there for a while, though I would like to, and that one is called Knitwise. So those are knitting tutorials. And whenever I have something in a pattern that may be a little bit unusual or confusing, or a lot of times new to me, then I'll make a little tutorial and I'll put that on my Knitwise channel. Today's word is pedagogy, and I have been running across this word often, doing the Catechism in the Year by Father Mike Schmitz, and I have the idea or the perception that pedagogy means teaching or learning, and that is basically the gist of the word, that it is, the pedagogy is the passing on of the knowledge of Christianity from one person to another through teaching of one person to another, through the teaching of the leaders of the church to the members of the church, and also the written word, the scriptures, teaching us all about Christianity through the scriptures. So here's another definition. God creates us out of infinite love for the purpose of love. We are made to be in relationship with Him, and it's God who initiates that relationship. To us, He reveals the truth about Himself and His creation. We call the way God reveals His truth to us the divine pedagogy. So pedagogy is teaching and learning, and the divine pedagogy is God teaching us through the various methods about His love for us and His desire for us to be in communion with Him. So today's word, pedagogy. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to be back next week, but at the very latest in 2 weeks. And if you like what you see, I'd love for you to subscribe, pass it on to your friends, just share with others about the Wise Owl Knits Fibercast, and hopefully I can grow my channel just a bit and meet a few more of you, because you guys are all so great. So thanks again, and I will see you all soon. Bye.